The collapse of South African Airways' Takatso Consortium deal has been widely welcomed. Public Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan yesterday revealed that over 3-year-long talks of selling the 51% stake in the financially troubled airline have collapsed. Newzroom Afrika's business reporter Ntokozo Khumalo has the details.
A deal 3 years in the making has fallen flat before taking off.
Our search for the right kind of strategic equity partner for SAA won't happen through this process.
The airline has had a rocky road for close to 2 decades. Various headwinds, including a gaping leadership hole and high debt burden, weighing on growth. SAA has failed to turn a profit since 2011 and has relied heavily on government bailouts, receiving over 28 billion rand over the years. Finally, in 2019, it faced the choice of restructuring and letting go of half of its staff or liquidating and losing over 4,700 jobs. Business rescue was the choice, a move that aviation industry expert Guy Leach says was good at the time.
The two things that the airline most sorely lacked were capital, and the 3 billion rand dowry was going to address that, and aviation skills that had lost a lot of its key people during COVID and the business rescue process.
The airline received another 4 billion rand from the government and existing lenders, while the Treasury set aside an additional 16.4 billion rand. Takatso emerged as the winning bidder to become the airline's strategic partner, but the deal was fraught with issues from the start. First, it was unclear how SAA was valued by both Takatso and the government. The structure and the terms and conditions of the deal was also under a cloak of secrecy. There were also questions about where exactly Takatso would get the 3 billion rand capital injection for the airline. Takatso director says all this made it clear that the deal would not land in the next 12 months and that putting it on ice made sense.
And in that regard, we felt that it would be fair for both parties to sort of cease the negotiations at this stage.
However, the deputy president of the South African Cabin Crew Association says this should not be the end.
And we believe that actually this should not just be the end of this deal. It should be investigated because we believe that he should be accountable for what has happened.
Gordhan says the airline will not receive any further bailouts and can sustain itself for the next 12 to 18 months. But Leach is unconvinced.
For the last 20 years, SAA has been absolutely hamstrung by its lack of capital and its lack of ability to get the best people on board, develop new routes and so on.
SAA has limped from crisis to crisis, the latest hit being the Auditors General bleak picture of the airline's finances. The reviewing statements dating back to 2019. The auditors found that irregular expenditure jumped from 22 billion rand to 44.5 billion rand. Fruitless and wasteful expenditure increased from 24.8 million to 207.3 million rand over the 4 years to 2023. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Ntokozo Khumalo in Johannesburg.